Hello, this is Frank Orlando. When I was my early 20s, I had studied how to do a sweat lodge. It's opened my. I'd kind of pulled away from my church, honestly. Although I still practice some Christian beliefs, I had decided to investigate what I had done with my father on Paula Indian Reservation. My father was in the 70s, in 75, 76, was studying Native American studies. My father was not able to talk to me, and I was trying to heal myself of the hurt of of loss of my father, who was unable to recognize me as a son. It was very painful for me because I had to leave him in Vegas and start a new life in Tampa Bay. Restart. I'm from Tampa. Was born in Tampa. Um, so I found some old sheets. So when I did the sweat lodge, I found some prayers. And if you're pouring water on rocks, it will mess up the sheets. These are laminated sheets that are probably almost 30 years old. 30-year-old laminated sheets from Mother Earth Spirituality. So I would laminate these sheets, and then I would do my prayers. And this is how you can do it, so you can do it honorably. Um, I am supposedly, my mother said I am part Blackfeet. I don't know if it was a joke or not, or if we really legitimately have Blackfeet tribal. They have a more less offensive name that is more technically correct, and they're kind of up in the Montana. Really, my grandfather is from Michigan, and thus my dad's family had Blackfeet. But anyhow, it was real important to my dad that I learned Native American ceremony, and I did a sweat lodge with him, and so I felt like I had to redo it. He's passed away a couple of years ago, and a friend of mine gave me another book, Anipi, The Rite of Purification. And it talks about on how to do a sweat lodge. This was given to me by a person I met at the Rainbow Gathering in Ocala. He was a local resident in the Ocala forest. He had a homestead in there, inside the forest. And so I'll give you some phrases. Oh, Wonka Tonka, this is your eternal fire that has been given to us in this great island. It is yours that will be built in this place of sacred manner. The eternal fire will always burn through it, and we shall live again by being made pure and coming down to your powers. So this is Lefo Freeze. Ed McGee, I get something like that. I wrote Mother of Spirituality, and he had a second book called Rainbow Spirituality, which I think has possibility connections in regard to the rainbow family of living light, lost tribal people, but it never really was spoken about at the gatherings. So I don't think it was really adopted by them that much. He wrote a book and they just did not accept it. Really. I mean, there was nobody that brought the book up in all the years that I was involved with the Rainbow family. I got involved with the Rainbow family not for drugs, but for spirituality. I did a sweat lodge and I got invited. I did a sweat lodge in my backyard, and there were some punkers and stuff, and they must have got the word back to some people in the area. And I go to a health food store and I get a flyer. I get invited, and I met a guy. So it was important. They felt I was a medicine man and learning, and I did study other things, but I never really practiced anything really more than the sweat lodge. And I determined I wasn't going to do a Sundance. Because only crazy men and Native Americans should do that. And I didn't have enough Native American in me to ever do a Sundance. It's really a painful ceremony, and it's crazy to do it unless you really are a dedicated, full-blooded tribal person of Native American heritage and part of a working tribe. And to do that would only be for the benefit of that tribe. because that is a painful thing, ceremony. Um, so I'm not that dedicated. And I finally worked it out. I am not practicing. I had a teepee. I went to the rainbow gatherings. I became what they called a vocalizer. I was doing drum circles, which is not like a tribal drum circle, but it's not far off. It's a group of people that circle up and they hit African drums generally, or Latino conga drums. And Native Americans use their own type of drum. And that is a different kind of music. It's hard for me. I found the African drums far more entertaining and fun because I'm not a Native American really accepted as part of a tribe yet. But I have Blackfeet heritage, supposedly. So anyhow, this is my video. And so I learned how to set up a teepee. And I did about 4 or 5 sweat lodges before I ran into some AIM members, American Indian Movement, and said I wasn't worthy to do it. I actually studied up and really tried to do it as honorably as possible, and I was pretty selective. And I read up on the do's and don'ts about women doing it in their period, and I was a good lodge leader. I tried to be a really good lodge leader. And that's my story on it. My father was kind of a hippie, and he also got into transcendental meditation with Don Juan and Carlos Castaneda. It's a book he wrote. And also, he was into peyote, studying peyote, which is a dangerous drug plant. It's like pot, but it's not like pot. It's so much more powerful. And you really need to be in ceremony to do that. It's only used in ceremonial things like sweat lodges. And it gets you aware and takes you into a psychedelic, not a psychedelic, but a place. You're really playing with your life if you play with that. And I am not open to peyote. I don't do drugs at all, never have. That's my story, and I'm the rainbow focalizer named Flickerfeather. I'm really homeless almost, and I'm not getting a lot of support. These are possibly, I could be running to the end of my life, since I have people who really don't want to step really far out to rescue me from what's happening to me. And these are kind of just my preparations for possibly my last days alive. That's terrible. So I want to share these stories.